Congress is back on Capitol Hill, but lawmakers will not have much time to ease back into the swing of things. It's because the House and Senate are returning to an agenda bursting at the seams, including working to avert a potential government shutdown at the end of the month. The congressional to-do list also includes Senate nominations, the fate of the Epstein files, and a potential crime package, as President Trump is looking to tighten his grip on federal control of our nation's capital. D.C. correspondent Hannah Brandt is live on Capitol Hill. And Hannah, Congress is coming back to a very full plate.
Yeah, Nicole, I think that's almost an understatement. They've been gone for about 6 weeks on their summer recess. They're back today, and they really have, like you said, a jam-packed agenda. One of the things that's top of mind is this federal effort to take on crime across the country. This kind of got underway while Congress was away, President Trump declaring an emergency to use a federal takeover power here in Washington, D.C., sending in National Guard troops. But that federal emergency would expire on September 10th, unless Congress votes to extend it. Now, President Trump has not formally indicated that he's going to ask them to do so, but there are some Republicans who are suggesting maybe that would be a good idea. And there is a press conference in just minutes from now where we're expecting to hear more from Republicans about whether that's something they want to move forward with. But we also know that President Trump says he's working with top Republican leaders for a more comprehensive crime bill. Now, details on what exactly would go in that legislation are scarce, but President Trump posted this to Truth Social, saying that he's working with Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune on coming up with that bill. That's something that could potentially face major hurdles, again, depending on exactly what's in it. But another big piece of legislation that Congress is currently discussing is this government funding package that has yet really to come to fruition. They've got a government funding deadline that they're facing down, which will be happening at the end of this month. So this really is an urgent on their to-do list. We are definitely expecting a pretty big fight here because the White House is trying to claw back $5 billion in congressional funding that's already been approved. That's something that Democrats are majorly opposed to. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is warning that if Republicans continue to press for that, they may be headed towards a shutdown. He released what's called a Dear Colleagues letter last night. You're seeing part of it there on your screen. And he said the only way to avoid a shutdown is to work in a bipartisan way with a bill that can get votes from both Republicans and Democrats. So that's a battle we're paying close attention to as it may escalate in the coming days. Another big fight happening here on Capitol Hill is the fight over the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, this is something that sort of got put on pause when Congress went on their break, but now that they're back, the pressure is back on. We know Republican Congressman Thomas Massie is teaming up with Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna, and they're planning to file today a discharge petition, and that could potentially, if it gets enough signatures from their colleagues, force a vote on the House floor to make the Justice Department release more information about the Epstein files. Now, Republican House leadership has been trying to avoid this vote. They are scheduling their own vote to basically file a petition that would approve the House Oversight Committee's investigation into the Epstein files. Congressman Massie says that that's just sort of a distraction vote meant to dissuade Republicans from supporting the discharge petition. So that's something we're paying close attention to this week as well. Those are some of the top things, but there's a lot more on Congress's agenda too. We're expecting lawmakers to respond to all of the controversies that have been happening at the White House while they're away, including some of the members of the CDC leaving, starting with the director of the CDC being fired over a vaccine policy dispute. President Trump has also fired a federal board governor as he tries to put pressure on the Fed to lower interest rates. That's another thing we're hoping to hear from lawmakers on. And the federal government struck a deal with Intel to acquire a 10% stake in the company, something we'll also be asking lawmakers about. So, like you said, a lot on the list, and they're going to have to jump right into that work when they return today, Nicole.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.